Welcome back to the channel. My name is Abon. Welcome back to Local to Global with FERENCVÁROS on FM22. We're taking on Kisvárda at home today. It's the end of March. Not long left to go in the season. I think we just got 7 games left of the league. And we're on course to win the title once again. And hopefully we'll win the cup as well. Get a couple more trophies before we look for a new club in the summer. I think we maybe could have won the league with this game had other results not gone how they went. I think for FERENCVÁROS, if they'd have failed to win, we could have won the league with a win, but they won 2-0. So, yeah, we're literally like 3 or 4 points away from winning the league. So, yeah, we've almost done it again with like 6 games to spare like last season. But we'll play the Kisvárda game today. If you're enjoying this series, as always, drop a like, leave comments, and subscribe if you haven't, or if you're new, turn notifications on, and let's jump into it. Hopefully we get another 3 points today. Of course, after last episode, we're out of Europe now. We got beaten pretty badly by Rangers, 4-1 aggregate defeat after losing 3-0 in Scotland. I think I kind of underestimated them. I think they were a lot better side than I thought they were. And that first leg as well, we just weren't good enough in the slightest. We just played really, really poorly, didn't really create any massive chances, didn't have enough possession, and just couldn't do what we wanted to do. So we lost pretty badly in the end. And we weren't a much better team in the second leg, but we only managed a draw. And even if we had won, we would have needed a big swing to go through. So unfortunately, Europe ended in the first knockout round of the Europa League. But we did really well to finish third in our Champions League group. And unfortunately, came up against a good side in Rangers, and we just weren't quite up to scratch. But we did play another 5 games off camera, the first of which was away against Puskás Akadémia, and we took a 1-0 lead after 24 minutes, Boros setting up Andrade for the goal, and Andrade's been in fine form, gave us the lead there. And we double our lead after 41.5 minutes, Bradley Fink getting away from the defender and finishing it to make it 2-0. The home side did get a goal back after 81 minutes, Puskás setting up Brunetti with a nice strike, and they got a goal back and it was 2-1. But then we did score a third in the 90th minute. Roman setting up Vanksa, who came on from the bench. And we won 3-1 against Puskás Akadémia, another good 3 points. Then we hosted Vasas in the cup, and we were 1-0 up after 21 minutes with Fink. For some reason, the goals aren't showing on the highlights bar at the top, so these are having to be a bit different, these highlights. It was 2-0 after 24 minutes. Boros scored it, and we doubled our lead. In the second half, we made it 3-0, 53 minutes gone. Lonchar with a nice strike, and that was our third goal. After that, Vasas did have 2 red cards. It went down to 9 men. 77th minute, it was 4-0 because we had a 2-man advantage, and we really turned it up. Djordjevic made it 4 in the 77th minute. And then after 82 minutes, it was number 5, Djordjevic getting another one from the bench. And then in the last minute of the 90, we scored number 6, and it was Lonchar getting his second of the game. A 6-0 win in the cup. And the semi-finals look like this. We are away against MTK. The other semi-final is between Puskás Akadémia and FERENCVÁROS. Hopefully we can win ourselves another trophy and win the cup a little bit later on in the season towards the end. We had a much closer game up next against MTK away from home. Gave away a penalty just 3 minutes into the second half. Pierdoy brought down, and they had a penalty to the home side. Jonathan Turo stepped up to take it from 12 yards, but it was well saved by Dovin. It stayed 0-0. And we did only win 1-0. Roman winning the ball, and then Andrade setting up Riccardi with a through ball. Riccardi scores. Only a 1-0 win and a pretty close game. Up next, we hosted FERENCVÁROS, our closest rivals in the league, and the visitors took a 1-0 lead in the 12th minute. Wisniewski with the set-piece goal. We did equalise from a corner ourselves with half an hour. It was Fink making it 1-1. And then in the second half, another set-piece goal. Bradley Fink winning the header, 2-1, 56 minutes. That's how it ended. Close game against our closest rivals, 2-1. And then lastly, we hosted Diosgyőr, and we're pretty comfortable here. 1-0 inside 10 minutes, Mugyrusa getting the goal. But not been great since coming back to the team, just lacking some fitness, but got the goal here to give us the 1-0 lead. And then Bradley Fink got a quick double to make it 2-0 and then 3-0. Boros setting up this one in the 33rd minute. And then literally a minute later, scoring the third. Same combination, Boros and Fink, and it was 3-0. And then we scored a 4th after an hour. Mugyrusa chipping the goalkeeper off his line. Fink with the assist in this one. 4-0 went at home. Pretty dominant, really. So our winning streak in the league continues. We haven't dropped any points since that FERENCVÁROS game back in November. We've only drawn and lost 1 game each so far. Every other game has ended in a win. So we're looking on course to beat our points tally from last season, which was 84. There's 7 games to go, and we're currently on 73. So we're doing really, really well. As you can see, the gap is at 14 points and we still have to play our game. We're on a late kickoff. But if Fehervar hadn't won their match, then we could have won the league with this win. But Fehervar won 2-0, I think. So we've got to wait a little bit longer into the next game to actually wrap up the league. But it's all but done. We had a youth intake, and it really isn't worth mentioning. It was a really, really poor youth intake. Our best prospect had 3 stars, I think. Just a really, really bad youth intake. And we did have the next gen list, which has just been revealed. Martin Boros is no longer on the list. He was towards the back of it last season. I think he was about 43, but he's not on it this season. And Felician Denis is still there, but he's dropped to number 10. I believe he was about 5th last season, so he's dropped off a little bit. Still a wonder kid, and with Charleroi, he's had an alright season, 3 assists, hasn't got any goals though, but we'll see what we can do with him in the future. But he's going to be worth an awful lot of money now, so whether or not we can get him at our next club or a future club, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, Boros was on the next gen list last season, towards the back of the list, but this season didn't quite make it. He's now turned 19, still a very, very good player. Like, he's got a really good number of attacking returns this season. 12 goals and 14 assists in all competitions. That's really, really good going. He's been fantastic this season. Probably our best player. We've all but won it, and then bar some absolute catastrophe where maybe the whole team comes down with the same illness, we should be okay. We've all but won the league. We're only a point away, so it's just a formality really. I think this is probably the side we're going to go with. Boros is a fitness doubt because of course he is, but I think he'll be okay, so he'll stay in the side. We signed Diamande, of course, in the January window for PSV, but because he's already played for 2 clubs this season, Copenhagen and PSV Eindhoven, we can't actually play him. So he's useless to us until the new season. Bit of a wasted signing, really. Didn't realise that he'd already played for 2 clubs this season, so he can't play for a 3rd. But we're on a strong winning streak. We've been playing really, really well. And hopefully we can keep it going with this. We'll try and go through the rest of the season with our win run intact. But I don't want to drop any more points. We've only dropped 4 points this whole season. Last season we got 84 points out of a possible 99. This season we could crack 90 easily. We've only dropped 4. Maximum points, we're looking at 95 points this season. So we'll keep going as long as we can and keep that winning run going as long as we can. Boros coming forward here. Just 11 minutes on the clock almost. Andrade with their header, but it's just off the top of the bar. Here comes Boros again, and he uses Janulis. Boros with the ball again here. Floats it for Andrade. And can he find a cross? He finds Lonchar. Lonchar's header again hitting the top of the bar. And so far we've had a couple of good opportunities. Kisvarda not really offering too much coming forward, but here they are again. Diogo just can't win the ball in the air. Edu's easily winning that. Here's Lonchar to Mugirusi. Andrade. That's a good ball for Fink behind the defence. Bradley Fink well controlled and misses the target. We need to do better than that. Yellow card for a Kisvarda man. And we've got a free kick here. About 20, well, just outside the 18-yard box. It's Boros. And that is going to hit the side netting. Andrade wins the ball in the air. Here's Fink. That's a ball for Mugirusi. We've got 3 players running towards goal. Boros maybe could put this in just a bit too tight of an angle. We've had good chances in this first half. We haven't managed to put the ball in the net yet, though. Kisvarda have not had a single shot at goal. Corner, Andrade. And that's going to... Well, I thought that was going to go in, but it didn't. 5 minutes to go. We have completely dominated this first half from start to finish. I think Kisvarda have had 1 shot at goal. That's a nice strike from Riccardi. Bending, but saved by Ilic. I'm amazed we have not scored in this first half. I think our XG is over 2. If we end up conceding and getting FM'd, I am not going to be happy in the slightest. There's 5 minutes to go in the first half. We've had like 3 or 4 chances to get a goal, and we haven't done so yet. And now Kisvarda back with their goalkeeper Ilic. And are they going to win the ball in the air? They are. Almeida. Oh, they've hit the bar. That's a big chance for them. If they'd have took a lead then, I really would have been mad. That was their second shot at goal. We've got a 2.49 XG. Somehow haven't scored. Boros is a bit tired because he was carrying a knock, but he'll be okay for now. We dominated that first half and we have no goal to show for it. That's frustrating. Scoreline doesn't reflect the pattern of the game. Keep going, yeah, I'll say that much. We'll demand more in the second half because I think we need to be doing a lot better than we are. Like, how have we not scored in that game? I really don't know. Free kick here with Boros again. Similar sort of area. And that one's not going to threaten the goalkeeper at all. This is getting frustrating. 53 minutes. We still haven't scored. Our XG is now over 3. Okay, we're approaching an hour. I think Boros will come off. We'll bring on Alexander Zubkov. If we end up not scoring in this game, I'm going to be pretty annoyed. Like, if we win this, we're a point away from the title. I mean, if we draw this game and then win the next one, we'd still win the league. But this is really not going well. Mogirusi, is he onside? It's in. It's a goal. It's taken way too long. We're 3/4 of the way through the match, and we have a 1-0 lead, and it's Mogirusi that's got it. But that took way much longer than it should have done. It was good football, though. Tollinson with the ball to Lonchar, and a good ball. Mogirusi managed to get away from the defenders who were napping and finishes past the goalkeeper. Okay, we've got our goal. We can relax a bit now because Kisvarda haven't really threatened. Going to make a change in midfield, I think. We'll just see this highlight through first of all, though. 73rd minute of the match. Here's Zubkov, who hasn't really been impressive too much. Like, with Boros getting injured, he hasn't really stepped up to the plate. Andrade, free there. That might be 2-0. I think the ref will have a look at it and maybe VAR, but it looks all right to me. But yeah, Zubkov's someone that I'd probably look, if I was still here in the summer, Zubkov would be a player that I'd look to maybe move on because he hasn't really impressed me. It is 2-0. The goal's been given by VAR, so that's us home and dry now. Just a bit too long to get going for my liking, but it's another 3 points under the belt. Junulis with a cross. Defenders, rubbish, and Andrade's there with pretty much a free hit. So 2-0, and yeah, dominant in the game. Just took a bit too long to get going for my liking to find that goal. I mean, we dominated the game from the start, but it just took too long to score. It was just getting a little bit frustrating. Here's Kisvarda now. Yanis on the ball. 10 minutes to go. And let's try and keep a clean sheet. I know it cost us money through bonuses, but come on, we want to try and get the best defensive record we can. I think we actually have a worse defensive record than the side behind us. I think we conceded more than them. But we might get a third here. It doesn't look like it, though. That wasn't a great ball forward by Andrade. Here's the goalkeeper, Ilic. Again, looking to go long. We should win that in the air. We do. Tollinson's very good in the air. Here's Riccardi to Fink. Third goal would be nice. Here's Lonchar. Mogirusi's through. And Mogirusi scores. 3-0. And 2 for the centre mid, who's, again, been really, really solid for us. He's missed a bit of game time with, I think, a hernia. But, yeah, he's been fantastic again this season. He was on loan, I think, when we joined the club. And we recalled him. And he's been a fantastic midfielder, probably our best centre midfielder. But it's the role as well. Like the centre mid on attack is just a fantastic role on this game on FM22. It just is. And we might get a fourth here, you know. We've dominated the game, and finally the scoreline is starting to actually reflect the performance. It just took way too long to get going. It's 3-0. There's still 6 minutes to go. And we might be able to get a fourth goal here. Andrade's got the ball. You can maybe look for Fink or Zubkov. Zubkov didn't really go for that, but he's got the ball here. Here's Riccardi. Lonchar. Zubkov! Over. I was going to make a midfield change, wasn't I? And I never did. Marguerite is on 2 goals. I'm going to leave him out there to see if he can get that third. Let's bring on Clayton for Roman. Sorry, not Roman, for Lonchar. And let's bring on Roman for Riccardi. Make those 2 changes in midfield. Let's try and get Mogirusi a hat-trick. We'll leave him out there to see if he can get that. But if he doesn't, it's not the end of the world. Into stoppage time. That looked outside the box to me. I think that would just be a free kick. Yeah, that was obviously outside the box. So we'll have a free kick and see if we can maybe get something from that. It's right on the edge of that corner by Zubkov. But it's easily headed away by the defender. Janulis going to get it back to Zubkov. We're not going to see that. I think that will be the last action of the game. We're up to 94 minutes and that will be full time. 3-0 win. Took a bit too long to get the goal for me, but in the end, I think the scoreline does kind of reflect a pretty dominant performance. But a 4.31 XG. I think that was at almost 3 before we'd got the first goal. So took a bit of a while to get going with the goals, but in the end, we got 3 points. And I think we're just a point away from the title now. So we've almost wrapped it up. Yeah, if FERENCVÁROS had dropped points at home against Vasas, then they probably would have given us a chance to win the league today. But because they won, we've got to wait till the next game. And yeah, there's a 17-point gap. There's 18 points to play for. So our next positive result will see us win the league. And our next game's away against Honved. So we're just a point away from the title. And there's 6 games to go. So we will win the league a game later than the last season. I think we won it with 6 to spare last time. But this season for FERENCVÁROS have been a lot closer to us. Our defensive record is actually the best. At one point we'd actually conceded more than FERENCVÁROS. But 83 goals scored this season. Just 17 conceded. And again, just 1 draw. That goalless draw against Mizu and that 1 defeat as we lost away against FERENCVÁROS. So yeah, we've had a phenomenal season. We're just 8 points away from equaling last season's record, and hopefully we can keep the winning streak going. I think what we'll do is, because we've effectively wrapped up the league and we only need one more result, we'll focus on the cup games for the remainder of the season. So next episode, MTK in the semi-final of the cup. We're away from home, and if we win that, we'll have the final against either Puskás or FERENCVÁROS. And hopefully that'll be another trophy. Like, we're only a point away from winning the league once again. That will be trophy number 6, I believe, of the career. And if we win the cup again this season, it will be trophy number 7. And then we'll look for a new job. And looking at the job centre right now, we're into April, so people will start thinking about maybe ditching their managers. Everton jobs available at the moment. That might be one that we can go for. Anything else that interests us here? Cologne in the Bundesliga, mid-table, could be good. Nothing really in Serie A at the moment. Nothing in Spain. But I'm sure plenty of jobs will be coming up towards the end of the season. But I think if we do get offered something now, we'd look to maybe join at the start of the new season. So we can get a job set up maybe, but I don't really want that to upset our time at FERENCVÁROS. I don't really want to be looking for new jobs while we're still here. I think what we'll do is probably just resign after that Vasas game, the last game of the season. The cup final's on the 9th, so it'll be midweek between those Giro and Vasas games. We'll play the Vasas game, we'll resign, and then we'll start looking for a new club. So hopefully by their pre-season we'll have a new club, and we'll get a full pre-season with them to try and get some transfers in. That's going to do it for today. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, leave comments, and subscribe if you haven't, or if you're new, turn notifications on. And yeah, next time, bit of a switch of focus to the cup, trying to win, those trophies once again, and leave ourselves in a good place to leave and find a new club in the summer. But that is going to do it for today. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.